to wrap things up, the book's put together well. It's written well, and it's definitely professional and definitely took Stephenie Meyers a lot of time. I feel like somewhere in her life, bits and pieces of this book happened to her, or she went through something where she felt certain ways, and I definitely feel like that's reflected in the book. Obviously, not knowing the author at all, I don't know this for a fact, and there's obviously not. So, to wrap things up, the book was put together well. It definitely took a lot of time. You could tell the author took years to write all the series because everything does come together in this book. It's an okay book, I guess, if I'm going to be mature about it. Honestly, I read it and was confused, but that's because I went into it not caring at all. And if you go into anything like that, you're going to come out of it not caring at all. So by the end of it, I was unchanged. I still thought the whole idea of vampires and the werewolves was kind of stupid, and it still pretty much is, to me at least. I would encourage you to read it if you have any interest in it, and if you don't, just don't read it, because it's not going to be worth doing. It was a fun project, and I still don't like what I'm writing, or reading, saying. Below me, suck my penis, eat my vagina, suck on my salted peanuts are such a good snack. Oreos are definitely my favorite cookie. Not Milk's. Oreos are my favorite cookie. Not Milk's favorite cookie. So to wrap things up, the book was written well. It was put together well. Definitely took a lot of time to read. I personally didn't like it. It was confusing, and I didn't really care for it. But that's because I went into it not caring about it. Maybe you will have a completely different opinion. Maybe you disagreed with everything I've said. That's okay, because it's my project and my opinion, so you can shut up. It's worth reading if you want to read it, I guess, but I didn't want to, so it wasn't worth reading. The project was worth doing. That was fun. But other than that, I walked away from the book just as confused as I was walking into it. Kept me busy, out of trouble during the break. Not like I get into trouble anyway. But it's a long book, and I definitely think I should have picked something else. But at least I got to voice my opinion and not go with one of the nice. It's put together well. The author must have some kind of connection to dynamic characters in it. So to wrap the book up, I would say it's put together well, and that the author obviously took a lot of time on it. It's well presented and well written, and it's an easy read if you try to understand it. But if you just skim through it and blow past it as fast as you can, it's hard to read because it's a very in-depth plot line that probably went over my head, which is probably why I didn't like it that much. I guess it'd be worth reading if you wanted to read it, but if you don't want to read it, just don't read it. To wrap things up, the book was good. Psych, I hated it, but it was put together well and it was written well. It was an easy read if you wanted it to be an easy read, but if you really wanted to make it a harder book to read, just make it a harder book to read. Oh my god. How do I wrap this thing up? Okay. Keep it short, simple, and sweet. So, whether you be Team Jacob, or Team Edward, or Team I don't give a mother trucking shnikey, it's a book, and it finishes with a happy ending, like everyone expects books to end. It's a hard read if you don't want to really try to read it. The book's put together well, and the author clearly took a lot of time and a lot of pride in writing it, because she did a nice job. Personally, I don't like the whole idea, and I never have. I think it was a huge fad that shouldn't have been that blown up to such a big extent, but that's just my opinion. Read the book if you're interested. If you're not, just don't read it. Yeah, pretty much it. Thanks for listening. I know this was really long and probably got really repetitive and boring, but hey, so did the book, right? Right. That was almost perfect. You sounded so stupid at the end. Okay. One more time. Jamaican jerk my chicken. That's so inappropriate. Oh man. So, whether you be Team Jacob or Team Edward or Team I don't give a mother trucking shnikey, you walk away from the book knowing that it ended well, even though you really don't see how the problem started in the first place. It was put together well, it was written well, and you could tell that Stephenie Meyer had a lot of hard struggles to come over while writing it, because it really is a confusing book to even the people that try to understand it as best they can. It's a confusing storyline, and I don't think anybody will truly understand it other than her. You come away from the book, I think everyone in the world has their own opinion about it, as similar as they might be. I'm sure everyone has a tweaked opinion a little bit about it, but it's an alright book, I guess. Probably a little bit overblown with the hype, and it definitely made vampires and werewolves seem real to people, I guess. But hey, what are you going to do? So, thanks for watching. If you didn't like this video because it was really long and repetitive and confusing, so was the book. So there you go. You got to go through a little bit of what I got to go through on break.